gentlemen, I give you Mrs. Cameo Lawrence.
How y'all doing tonight? Alright. Michelle, you did a great job. You're a cougar in training round. Hey, good job, good job. I'm so proud of you. Alright, I'm Cameo and I'm a Scorpio one time in your mind. I'm old school. Okay, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone. It's January 10th. You know, so I got invited to Chicago, right? On December 31st to bring in a new year. And I was like, sure, you know, I've been in Hawaii for 3 years, right? I'm retired Army, 25 years. And thank you. Right? 51 years old, Laura! Woo! Yes. And, you know, so I went to Chicago. It was cold as a motherfucking polar bear of testicles, you know? I was like, damn, this shit must not running down my nose. I took the plane to the train, had to walk a couple blocks to another train, and I was like, damn, it's cold. It's 37 degrees. And you know, when I got to the place, it was all black people, right? I was like, wow, black people. You know, when you've been in Hawaii for 3 years, you're like, what the fuck? Let me close my purse and close my bra up and my zipper and my thongs and shit. You know, let me put my gold in my motherfucking blouse and shit. Motherfucking black people all over the airport drooping their drawers. Can I help you? Can I help you with your bag? No, that's okay. Shit, motherfucking black people. You know, so I did the show. There's a couple people singing, like Anita Baker, Toni Braxton. I did my comedy thing. They like me. I'm nasty. I'll admit it. I'm a little nasty, you know. So buckle up your seatbelts because you on for a rough ride, white people. That's right. You know, so as I was sitting on my 11-hour flight, I was thinking of some comedy things, right? And I said, what if white people turned on the TV and they see all black commercials, black sitcoms, blacks on Lifetime? They'd be like, what the fuck is Obama doing? Goddamn that nigger, right? Nigger. I can say it. You can't say it, Adam. I can say it for you. I was like, damn, wouldn't that, you know, white people be jumping out the window, the newscaster be like, there's black people all over the CBS, NBC, ABC, and what's going on? Since we hired that President Barack Obama, what's going on? We need to impeach him. I'm like, damn. You know, but that's how we feel, right? Every time I turn on Lifetime, I say, white motherfuckers. I'm like, damn, shit. What about us Hawaiian, Japanese, Chinese? You know, white people be jumping out motherfucking, where should I cut my wrist? This way or that way? Cut it this way is faster, motherfucker. You know, because white people are cool. You lend them money to give it right back. Did you lend me that 20? Here you got 25. Golly gee, guy. Black people, they be like, oh shit, this Cameo. Oh fuck, she wants her goddamn money. You know. Don't lend black motherfucking people. I'm telling you, don't lend them no money to go broke, right? You know, so, you know, with black people, right? Adam, you know what I'm talking about. Don't choke. You know, because if you have some black pussy, you be all over me. That's right, once you go black, you never go back, right? You know, but you know, white people, y'all a trip. Y'all stole from the Indians, you know, took us from our our motherland. You know, you want us to be educated, right? You know, but it's gotten to the point where you gotta love them, right? But when I was in Chicago freezing my motherfucking vagina off, I was like, damn, this shit is fucking cold. You know, I was thinking about white folks. You know, because y'all are the one motherfuckers that make us want to do a movie like Django. That's right. Jamie Foxx, you know, he actually takes a whip and beats motherfucking white people. I'm like, go Jamie! Go Jamie! Because I have white friends, right? About 3 of them, right? And my white friend Sydney, it was around Christmas time, she was like, bring, bring. I was like, hey Sydney. She said, Cameo, Root is on TV on the Bets channel. I was like, what? She said, Roots is on the Bets channel. I was like, what? Roots is on BET? Oh shit, motherfucking white woman. I was like, no, Sydney. Roots is not something I would like to see, so I might be homicidal. Okay, I might kill motherfucking white folks. The first one, because, back in the day, back in, 300 years or so, right? Y'all didn't know no better, right? Yeah. You look like the slave master with that motherfucking mustache. Remember that master had that mustache, and he didn't clean his shit. I was itching. I was like, oh shit, I got crabs. Motherfucking hairs and shit. I got DNA, motherfucker. Shit. Wash your shit, every time I see Shane, where motherfucking Shane? Think about my coochie hair, I use the brush and comb and lather and shit. I used to braid that shit. I used to take pride in my vagina hair. I used to braid it up and like, hey, my vagina hair. And I'm a lifeguard. I'm a once-in-a-lifetime black motherfucking lifeguard. That's right, 9th grade, I was the 4th in New York for the breaststroke, right? Hey, give it up for the breaststroke. Thank you. So, blacks don't fucking swim. They get on my motherfucking nerves, right, Eric? I'm just kidding. But black people, they scared of water, right? Because their parents and their grandparents said, don't go down there in water, you won't drown. So we don't swim, that's why. Because back in the slavery days, we had mud, right? So we don't swim. So I'm trying to, I give out free swimming lessons and everything. So I'm at Fort Eustis in Virginia, sitting at my lifeguard stand, surfing the water. And this lady said, black lady now, she said, I'm so worried. I said, what's going on? I can't take my eyes off the pool. She said, my kids just went up the slide at the aquatic center and they don't know how to swim. I was like, oh, hell, shit. So they run up the stairs, and I'm like, uh-oh, I don't want to bring attention to the pool. So I step down from the chair, and I see these 2 big fat motherfuckers going down the slide. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm in for it now, motherfuckers. All right. So one comes stumbling down. Woo! I said, stand up, stand up. I'm a drown. Stand up. Then the other big fat motherfucker. I'm like, stand up. We're in 3 motherfucking feet of water. Stand the fuck up. Black motherfuckers. Shit. You shouldn't have got down that slide if you can't motherfucking swim. Shit. And mama said, I'm so worried. Why don't you fucking say something, you motherfucking bitch? Shit. Got my damn job doing the hard work. So these fat motherfuckers, I got 2 of them, right? They yelling and screaming, ah! Stand the fuck up. Stop bite my titty, motherfucker. Shit. Finally, after 5 fucking minutes, white people's like, oh my God, call security. This lifeguard, she can't swim. I'm like, shit, fuck that. These 2 motherfucking fat motherfucking people. Shit. I finally bring them to the stairs. I said, you know what? Don't bring them back. Black motherfucking asshole. In a nice way. But let me leave you with this. Every time I go to the ladies' room, I see the men's room first. And I'm like, you know, like Steve Harvey wrote that book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. Every time I pass that men's room, I see a motherfucking pin in the urinal. And I'll be like, Michelle, I'll be like, what you working with, motherfucker? I'm a cougar. Is it big enough? Do you have a pulse? Shit, fuck me from behind.